If there's a seat that I'm sure William Ruto will lose in these by-elections that we have in the country, it is that one of Malava constituency. In fact, and if there's a seat they deserve to take, it is that one because the person they lost there was their ally. But now William Ruto and the UDA team at large, they have made very many mistakes, which are later going to see them lose that seat. Rahisi tu hivyo. Now, on this particular channel, I want to take you through a number of mistakes that William Ruto has made. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, let me dive in without much wasting of time. Number one, he has sidelined Wetangula and Mudavadi from the entire campaigns that are now taking place at Malava constituency.
Wanatuambia watakuwa na mkutano mkubwa hapa Malava, ambia wao wakuje wajenge Malava Boys, si ndio?
At the beginning we saw Musalia Mudavadi coming on board to help in the campaigns. Even during the nominations he took part.
Watu wa kuweka mguu hapa na kuweka mguu kwingine. Tunataka mtu asimame imara kama simba.
But later on, Mudavadi was seen disappearing slowly and eventually disappeared completely. Until he lately came out and said, if the UDS loses that seat at Malava, then it is not him to suffer but the Luhya people. So in a nutshell, we do not understand what exactly meant, but the fact is they are nowhere to be seen in the campaigns with Moses Wetangula. Ladies and gentlemen, when you sideline the people from that region during the campaigns, then you go and pick Farouk Kibet to come and lead the campaigns. That does not connect with the people such easily. Considering the tribal cards that are being played right now, it will be difficult for the people of Malava constituency to listen more to Farouk Kibet than how they can listen to Moses Wetangula and Mudavadi. Mudavadi brings the aspect of Luhyaism within that campaign. Mudavadi brings out the aspect of government within that campaign. But now, William Ruto decided to exclude them in the campaigns and send Farouk Kibet. That was the first mistake that William Ruto made at Malava constituency. And in fact, if there's something that's going to take them out, because right now the campaigns that are there, it is that, do you want to listen to leaders of Luhyas, or you are going to listen to the leaders of the UDA side from the other part of the country? What could have resulted to Moses Wetangula and Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi getting isolated from what is happening right now in Malava? The first thing, I think there are disagreements within government. And in fact, if there's something that's going to happen very soon that will shock the country, it's where William Ruto will fall out with Mudavadi as well as with Wetangula. And if these people decide to quit, because right now the entire Western is against William Ruto, then ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto must be prepared to go home in 2027. Because if you lose the entire Luhya leadership, you also have a position that is seriously against you, then you have nothing left to defend yourself with. Another mistake that William Ruto made is to decide and settle on none other than Farouk Kibet. Farouk Kibet, nobody knows what he does in government. The people of Malava cannot tell who is this in government. They don't understand what it means to be William Ruto's PA. So when you bring such a person, people don't feel the presence that there's a leader here as such. It's just someone who can be able to speak. And the people who know who Farouk Kibet is, that is powerful, are those seated at the dais, or the leaders from the Western Kenya region. That was a big mistake that William Ruto made by ignoring the leaders of Western and bringing on Farouk Kibet. I thought if you could have sidelined Moses Wetangula and Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, probably could have considered some other Luhya leaders to come on board and help in the campaigns. But now William Ruto decided to completely ignore them. I saw William Ruto include Fernandez Baraza, who is very unpopular right now in Kakamega. And apart from that, that guy was not a politician from the word go. The politician part of his leadership, it is deputy governor, that is Ayub Savula, who can bring politics in his talks. But now, Fernandez Baraza, somehow he does not appear to be a politician. That's why I feel strongly that Baraza will not be able to manage even campaign successfully and be able to win that seat for President William Ruto. Also, if you check, Fernandez Baraza has been just on that seat for 3 years. So he's not an experienced politician from the Luhya region. And you can't tell he has an entire political experience that can be able to win the UDA side that seat. I don't think so. Another big problem is failure to deliver. Let's just say things the way they are. William Ruto hasn't delivered for the people of Western Kenya. Assuming the rest of the country has been developed, Western Kenya has been neglected. 1,000-kilometer roads that they were promised, nowhere to be seen. There's no big project that has been taken there. The only thing that he has done is to take Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula and give them jobs. Apart from that, there's nothing significant that has been done to the Luhya community. And in fact, that is what is giving the Tawe movement the strength, because they keep on asking in every show that they hold, what have they done for the Luhya community? That degrades William Ruto and his team entirely. So once you don't perform, and then you manage now at some point to come and campaign, maybe you want that seat, like now they want that one for Malava. What are you going to tell the people? You are the president. What are you going to tell them? I'm going to develop this, I'm going to bring that, or I'm going to build this road. Very difficult. So in a nutshell, people cannot resonate William Ruto, cannot connect William Ruto with any project right now at Malava, which makes it difficult for his team to even campaign and promise anything further. Another biggest mistake that William Ruto has done, it is to simply lose some campaign machines. In 2022, there are 2 campaign machines that he had from Western Kenya. He had people like Rashid Echesa, but now there are 2 that touched me. That is Cleophas Malala, who is right now campaigning for the DCP party and actually the deputy party leader of the DCP party. Ladies and gentlemen, Cleophas Malala is a clever, cheeky young man who can be able to campaign seriously and manipulate people's thinking.
Ati serikali wameleta magaidi, ati wanasema ati sisi hatuwezi fanya mkutano yeyote mahali. Mimi ningependa kutangaza, mimi kama generali wa hii team, ningependa kutangaza kama iko mtu yoyote hapa amepanga kuharibu mkutano wetu, ajue atatoka hapa Shekenyi.
But now William Ruto lost him and he did not care. Now, the last man that was standing, it is Boni Halwale.
I want to appeal to President William Ruto kwamba mimi ndio nilikuleta Luhyaland. Mimi na ninakuambia hiyo heshima umeonyesha Wajaluo kwamba wajiteue mtu wao wenyewe, tuonyeshe sisi maneno ya Malava. Mheshimiwa President Mudavadi is misguiding you. Toka huko, candidate wa Luhya anaitwa Seth Ambosini Panyako.
Now, Boni Halwale is another campaigner within the Western Kenya region, and actually is a very popular leader. Now he has decided to join the Tawe movement of that of George Natembeya. Ladies and gentlemen, what does that show? William Ruto's strength in the Western Kenya region is finished. So when you lose the campaign machines that gave you the votes last time, what do you expect? A loss at Malava. And the fact is that all these campaign machines have gone to the opposite side. Just forget about that seat. Another mistake that William Ruto made is to simply front a UDA candidate instead of maybe a party from Western Kenya like Ford Kenya. Probably that could have been a better move, so that it could have been between Natembeya and maybe Moses Wetangula. But now William Ruto went ahead to bring a different candidate complete, that's the UDA candidate. That was the worst mistake that he made. He could have given the Western Kenya people a chance to choose between Wetangula and Mudavadi. Wetangula and Natembeya. That could have helped at least even the people of Western Kenya to gauge where the politics is heading to. But now William Ruto against Natembeya is going to be just an easy fall for William Ruto. I don't know what's your take on the comment section, share with me. But those are the few mistakes I felt like William Ruto made in Western Kenya. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Abel Mukwa. Please make sure that you subscribe.